What's up, everybody? It's the Digital World Podcast, and let's get right into it. This collapse is going to be of epic proportions. And what's happening is folks are being gaslit. That's really what's happening. And they're making people that are coming out with the truth seem as if they're crazy. But let me tell you, this is a full-on global scale agenda that's happening right now. For example, these people are making they're trying to they're trying to shape reality for what they want it to be, not for what people are actually seeing. For example, case in point, Christine Lagarde says we are now observing, quote, fossilflation, not greenflation. Now, what in the world? What is she trying to say? Fossilflation, not greenflation? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Now she says while decarbonization in the energy sector can cause rising prices in the medium term, it can lower inflation in the long term. That's why green innovation is key. So she's trying to justify why inflation is so high. So she wants people to see that, or she wants to deflect some of the blame from her and the European Central Bank and blame it on this new wave for this new era. It's a transition where there's gonna be some pain, but it's worth it. It's a pain that we need. She's trying to brainwash people into believing this when in reality, folks, trust your eyes. See what you're seeing in the sense that you look at the data, you're analyzing it, you're thinking logically, right? Don't let their reality shape what actually is going on. And data like this, folks, you look at the housing bubble in 2008, right? Heading into 2008. And now you see the housing bubble right now. It's gone exponential. This doesn't end well. Whether there's a crack up boom or, a meltdown, regardless, it's still going to destroy everything. So, this is, the proof is in the pudding. I don't know how else to put it, but look at the data. And when people, here's the thing, the argument, whatever it has to do with nowadays, it's all about headlines and trying to get people who are just headliners to go along with this agenda. People don't really get into the nuance. They don't get into the nitty gritty, the details. They don't do the work. And that's why they're over there promoting something they have absolutely no idea of when it comes to specific details. They couldn't tell you. They couldn't come up with a good, solid argument. The majority of people are just following the herd and just going based off of headlines and what makes them feel good. Here is a quote by Glenn Beck. He says, $8 gallons of gas, warning of $12 a dozen eggs, blackout risk for 2/3 of the country, record inflation while we funnel almost the entire military budget of Russia to Ukraine. And he says that's just one crisis. Imagine what would happen, or what will happen, what will happen when Biden declares an energy, food, or climate emergency. Here's the thing. If there was a climate emergency that was enacted, which I don't think, I know will happen, there's going to be a lot of panic. A lot of panic. And things will go from 0 to 100 really fast. And I think there has to be a major catastrophe in order for that to be invoked. But when it does, you can be rest assured that it's going to be complete chaos. complete chaos. Folks, the controlled demolition of the world economies is happening. And videos like this are just an example. Massive explosion at a chemical plant. We've seen distribution centers. We've seen chemical plants. We've seen food processing plants all catch fire or be destroyed. How many times does it have to happen for it to not be a coincidence when you have, at this point, hundreds probably of plants that have gone up in flames or destroyed? So you tell me, what do you think is happening? We're heading to very serious times in the next couple of years. This year was very pivotal, and you're seeing why this year is pivotal. You can just feel it. You can sense the anguish, the scaredness of people for the coming recession, which will then lead into the greatest depression this world has ever seen. So prepare, folks. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe to the channel. This is the Digital World Podcast, and I'll see you in the next episode.